So fill up your cup as you listen in. Wake up in the morning with Shelly on WAPN. On WAPN.
Good Monday morning. How are you this morning? I am great and ready to take on this last week of February. How is it even last week of February? I know I was gone part of it, but oh my goodness, it has flown by. We're now 2 months into the year. That's okay though. We'll get her done. Get her done. I have an interview this morning with somebody I've never met about their nonprofit, so tune in around 10 for that. And I'm going to find my desk today. I am having trouble with iTunes. Is anybody else having trouble with iTunes? Because me and iTunes are not having very much fun today. So let me know. Is it just me? I shut it down, added it back up. I don't know. It's not reading. So do I need to do an update? What's going on with iTunes, people? Just trying to get some stuff done, coming up with some ideas, changing up some stuff and all. It was a great weekend. A little bit cold this morning, and I knew it was going to be cold. Okay. And then I didn't feel like it was that cold, so I got dressed and I grabbed a small jacket, a light jacket, and then I go outside and I'm like, okay, what is the high today? And the high is not very much hotter than it is right now. So I totally messed that up. I don't know. I thought it was just going to be like cold for an hour in the morning. So I totally messed that up. I had an event this weekend, Provision Packs Gala, Black and White Gala, which is always a nice event to attend and hear about their new thing they're doing with shoes. And so that was a neat thing to hear about. I love seeing everybody out and about and all the pretty dresses and all that, and how they pack a bag and what goes in a bag and how we can participate in that. If you've never done that, you should sign up to go on a Wednesday night up in Ormond to pack a bag. And then it really makes you understand the whole thing of Provision Pack. But Carrie is doing an amazing job, 12 years into it now. So shout out to Carrie and her team and Provision Packs. That was a very nice evening. Yesterday, who got up and watched hockey? I think everybody and their brother either had it on or was recording it or pausing it or whatever you were doing. But men's hockey yesterday, 46 years. 46 years. We got the gold, people. So the women got the gold and the men's hockey got the gold. It was such a touching moment. In overtime, they even went up in the audience and got the young man that had died. His children brought them down for the picture. It was classy. The young man that made the goal, oh my goodness, how he talked about he loved the United States. He loved being an American. Oh, it was just so touching. I mean, so touching. Wonderful. The Winter Olympics is done. But it has been wow. I haven't actually watched it like live. I mean, we had the hockey game on yesterday, but I've rewatched stuff just because of my schedule and stuff. I love the figure skating. Love. That girl that had taken a retirement and came back and then won gold. Oh, and the dresses and the elegance and just the whole entire thing was just great. 12 gold for the USA. Shout out to the United States of America. I think it was 14 silver and so many bronze, but it was a great thing. Still praying for the skier that fell and got hurt pretty bad, but what a great way to end the Olympics yesterday for the Winter Olympics with the USA hockey team men's winning. It was just awesome. Just awesome. So I love seeing that. And then I worked at my daughter's shop for a little bit and did some stuff around the house. And, I didn't get to my office. I was going to go in my office and tear it apart. And I just didn't do it. Let's get real. In my mind, I was doing it, but I never made it in there to do it. And I know I need to do it because I need to do invoicing for both businesses this week and all. But sometimes you just got to not do it. And so I just didn't do it. And then this morning, like I said, it has been software things all morning. And I was thinking, okay, do I need to upgrade something? Do I need to, do a new software download? What do I need to do? I'll get it. But I love coming in here early, and I love cranking the worship in here early in the morning and just praising the Lord and preparing my week. Do you set your week up for success? I think that's so important to set your week up for success. And how I personally set my week up for success is, this is silly. It's like when I was back in the day, I get my clothes out for the next day. So I feel like that doesn't have to stress me out in the morning. I always get out of bed and get up and make my bed. I think that's super important. I pick up anything along the way that I maybe didn't pick up the night before. I'm always prayed up. I do that in the middle of the night. Pray for the station, pray for people on the roads, pray for service people. I like to pray early in the morning, download a letter and pray early in the morning. I like to have an attitude of gratitude going into the week. What am I thankful for? I have so much to be thankful for. And I just like to shout them out a few things here and there to prepare my day, to set up my day. And I like to ask God, what are we doing today? And I like to be excited about whatever's going to happen. Even with software issues, see, I look at that as an exciting thing. I know that sounds weird, but it's a challenge. And I know that God's going to help me through it. It's one little click or one little thing. And so I like a challenge. If everything always was perfect, it wouldn't challenge my brain. And I think that every day you need to be learning something. I think you need to participate every day. You need to be praising the Lord. You need to be setting up the day. So I set up my day and I set up my week. And I was looking at this week and I was being thankful for all the different meetings I have and the different people I'll get to see and the different things I'll get to do. And thankful for this community. Thankful that we're in Florida and we're not in the blizzard in New Jersey right now. I mean, oh my gosh, the blizzard in New Jersey. Yeah, no, thank you. I just walked out, got in my car and cruised on into work. I cannot even imagine 24 inches of snow. No, thank you. That is not this girl. Thank you everybody that has reached out to me about thankful I'm not in Mexico this week. That is not where Tim and I go in Mexico. It's quite a distance from where we go, but that was so kind of you to reach out and ask me, if that's where we go, thankful I'm home, all that. God protects us. He just protects us. I'm prayed up and I'm thankful. And, even getting on the plane, I put my hand on the plane and I just pray for a hedge of protection on the plane. When I get in my car every day, I am thankful and I pray over my car that no harm come to me or my car, and that my car cause no harm to anyone else. When I pull into the property of WAPN, I ask for a hedge of protection from all the corners of the property, that everybody that comes onto WAPN property and is part of WAPN property, that all things are good for them, their household, their family, their ministry. And so I think those are just things. Sue Kelly told me a long time ago to take a prayer request and put it in all the corners of your property and let that be your strong over your property. And when Calvary was being built, we got to go out there and write scriptures before they finish the walls and stuff. And I love it. Sometimes when people are building a new property, they'll put a Bible in the foundation. If I ever build a new property, which I don't see that happening at my age, but if I did, okay, or maybe if we added something here at WAPN, I would like to do that. Put a Bible in the foundation. I think that would be really cool. Actually, I would like to put a promise Bible in the foundation. I think that would be awesome. But, praying over your property is so important. I, every day now I come home a different way. And, as I'm coming around the corner, I'm praising the Lord for our property. Tim keeps our property so nice, and I appreciate that so much. And I appreciate having a property. I appreciate what God has done over my lifetime. As you get older, you start re-looking at things different. We were laughing about this all weekend. And just thankful for the life I have had, the ability for my job, to live here in Holly Hill. I love me some Holly Hill, to be a business owner here in Holly Hill. I'm starting to get involved with more the business side of things in the city. And I am meeting some wonderful, great people. We are small, but we are strong and we are mighty here in Holly Hill. And so I'm loving that, and I'm loving the different programs, and just excited to see what God is going to do this year and is doing this year. This is the beginning of Bike Week this Friday. This is the long bike week. So you bikers, welcome. I know you'll start rolling in early, and we appreciate you, but there's not a third lane going down US 1 in Holly Hill, just so you know. And so y'all need to pay attention. And us as people here in town, we need to look 3 times before we merge over. We do not need to pull out in front of a biker. They just cannot stop like we can. And just be courteous. I love Bike Week. I do. I know somebody said, are you going to get steak tips? I finally had steak tips. Yes, all these years. Waited in line for everybody for like 45 minutes. Paid a lot of money for these steak tips, and yes, I could eat them or not eat them. It was not like I'm going to crave them and have to go out there as I'm saying this on Monday, and it starts on Friday. But it was neat to do. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of extra police out and about, and pray for our police officers. If y'all don't know, that is something I pray for every single day. Is our service workers, our police officers, our ambulance drivers, our EMTs, the doctors, the trauma people. I pray for that every single day. Yes, I have several family members that are in the medical field and serve our country, serve our counties. And so that is something that's very near and dear to my heart. They want to go home to their families also. And so that is something that I do pray for every day. You know, we take that for granted that we're just coming home. You know, and even a trauma doctor, we put so much pressure on those trauma doctors to when something happens. And, you know, we need to pray for those trauma doctors. There is some amazing trauma doctors in this area. And we need to be praying for them for what they are going to do this week and see this week. Hopefully there will be no deaths this week, but and pray for the tow truck guys that have to go out and deal with all this. You know, we need to start covering the different things in prayer. I cover all the bikes. Like I said, this is one of my favorite weeks. I love all the vroom vroom. I love all the leather. I love all the food. I love this week. But we need to be mindful and care and be nice and slow down and just appreciate the things of our town that come to our town. The money does not affect WAPN in any way, shape, or form, but if it affects our town, it affects us. And so be excited to welcome the bikes and be excited for this next 10 days of things going on in our town. And if it bothers you and you don't like it, stay home. I mean, not being a jerk, but just stay home because it is a fun time and it's a great time. I have many wonderful memories of when my mother was alive, and you know, we would ride with the bikes. And people go, what do you mean you'd ride with the bikes? I would take her all over town. And we would roll our windows down and ride with the bikes. And it used to be so much fun. We would get out and walk Main Street. We would go out to the big Harley dealer and check it out. And no, we were not bikers, but we were participating and praying and being part of. So I encourage you. We live in an amazing, awesome city. We live in a great place. Get out, enjoy it, be mindful, be courteous, and have a great next 10 days. Like I said, it will start this weekend on Friday, but we like to be prayed up for everybody already starting to roll into our town. And if you've got stuff going on, maybe you've got some bike stuff going on, maybe you're blessing the bikes, or maybe you're doing a barbecue or something like that at your business, send over that flyer to WAPN@WAPN.net so we can be talking about it and letting people know where they can go. I know a lot of churches do blessings of the bikes. I love that. So send that over. Also, this week, Friday, is the big food drop at Calvary Christian Center. Can you volunteer? I would love to see you volunteer. We need 100 to 150 volunteers. The volunteers need to be there at 9 a.m. And then the food drop starts at 11. Of course, if you need food, line up early. It starts promptly at 11. It does go quickly until we run out. We usually help a couple hundred vehicles, which is several families. And so if you'd like to participate in that, shout out to Daytona Dream Center. Shout out to Second Harvest Food Bank for providing the food for that. So y'all, we got a busy week coming. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get our favor on and let's do it. Quit looking at what's wrong. Quit talking about what didn't work out and start praising your way out. That software is going to work. iTunes is going to work when I get done. Yes, and I'm going to be able to program some new stuff that I need to program, and just going to be a great Monday. I love me some Monday. I do. And people think I'm being sarcastic. No, it's a brand new week. It's a brand new chance to have a great week. It's a brand new time to be thankful. So get your Monday going and be excited to see what God's going to do. It is Monday, February 23rd, 2026. It's not going to be much hotter than it is right now, people. The high is 54 with the low 40. Madison 50 with the low of 36. If it's your birthday, everybody call Pat Doolin. Good morning, Jesus, and tell her happy birthday from WAPN. We love some Pat. She is a special lady in my life. She always makes me peanut butter fudge. It's so sweet. Just a joy to have on WAPN. She does so many amazing interviews. So shout out to Pat. Also Elizabeth, Kathy, Lynn, and Marla that are celebrating their birthday, anniversary, whatever you're celebrating. Today is Yummy Banana Bread Day. And again, shout out to Team USA Olympics, the hockey guys that pulled it off yesterday. 12 golds for WAPN, 12 golds for USA. So what a great time we have had. Well, y'all, I'm praying for you. As you pray for me, y'all have a wonderful, great day. I'll see you at 10.